A society that has more justice is a society that needs less charity. A society that has more justice is a society that needs less charity. This as a topic, it says that the more justice there is in a society, the lesser the need for charity would be. So there is an inverse relationship between the two. So what we can write in this essay that injustice is something which is unnatural, and people are poor, or people are not able to get what they want in life or what they need in life, not because there is something inherently wrong in them, not because they are biologically not designed to get what they want or what they need, but because the society that has been created by men, it has been created in this way. Our systems have been somehow structured and designed in this way that this society prevents them from achieving their goals and desires and needs and so on. So, poverty or hunger or deprivation, these things occur because of these artificial barricades and obstacles which are existing in the society. That is because there is injustice in the society. The day we have justice, that is the day we create a system where there is equal opportunity for all the people. There is equal access uh, to all the people. People can do what they want. People have the means to do what they want. People have the trainings to do what they want. They have the resources to do what they want in an equitable manner. Then they will do that, and they will achieve their goals, their needs, their desires, and their wants would be fulfilled. And we then may not be in a position where we have to do charity. Now, charity, my friend, is something which comes with a sort of negative connotation. Like there is this couplet, famous couplet that which Nida Fazli had written. If I can recollect that, it was something like this: that मोहब्बत करनी है तो दिल में ज़ुर्रत होनी चाहिए, खैरात में किसी को इतनी बड़ी दौलत नहीं मिलती, और मोहब्बत करनी हो तो दिल में ज़ुर्रत होनी चाहिए, खैरात में किसी को इतनी बड़ी दौलत नहीं मिलती. Something like that. This couplet Nida Fazli had said. The point here is that khairat is something which is looked upon with a sense of negative connotation, or a person who does charity or who does khairat, he thinks that, oh, I'm doing such a great favor to other people. I'm such a great man. I'm doing such a great favor to other people. So he starts adopting this paternalistic attitude or approach towards others. He starts thinking that I've done such a great thing for others and I'm sharing the burden of others. People's burden is lying on my shoulders. I'm paying for them and so on. So this paternalistic attitude is something which comes in whenever there is this charity which is there. But justice is not a paternalistic thing. You may be doing charity because uh, you may be doing charity and you may claim, okay, I'm doing it as a favor. But when you're doing justice, you're not doing a favor. Justice is the right, dignified right of every human being. So this is the difference between charity and justice. Justice is a broader word. It means, while charity, it involves only financial assistance, some sort of financial or direct assistance, direct benefit schemes, or some other schemes which people think are directly targeted towards the people who are deprived the most. But justice is a broader word. Justice means not only providing people the bare minimum money that they need, but also creating a society where everyone can do what they want, and nobody's rights and nobody's resources and nobody's uh, claim to do what they want is taken away. Now, with the help of examples, we can clarify this thing. The first example that comes to my mind is that of tribals. Now, tribals in our country, as we all know, they are one of the most deprived section in our country, whose rights have been again and again taken away by the rest of society. So there is this very famous quotation by, I think, B.N. Sharma or B.D. Sharma, who wrote a book on tribals and who said that history of post-independent India, if we take into account the tribal history, then tribal history is in unbroken history of broken promises. I repeat, unbroken history of broken promises. We have broken all the promises we made to them. So we have taken away their land. We have forcefully evicted them from their land. And now that we have forcefully evicted them from their land, they are forced to migrate. We have constructed dams or other such things on their land. We have taken away forests from them. Then they have become dependent on us. So need for charity is because we do not provide them a fair existence in this world. Similarly, when we talk about caste in discriminations and the economic disparity which occurs because of it, or which reflect caste hierarchies, then we see that certain caste groups, they need so-called schemes which look like charity, because the society was constructed in a way which prohibited them, which prohibited these groups to do what they want. It is easier for people belonging to certain caste. Even today, it is easier for them to get access to credit, to get loans, than for others. So injustice is there in the society, and that is why there is need for charity. The day we have justice, the day we make everything equal, the day we provide some sort of equality and parity, we will not be needing charity. We will not be needing these financial assistance or these direct benefit schemes or other such measures that the government is taking up. Similarly, we can take up the examples of women. Now, women, when they grow old or even when they are young, sometimes they need assistance from their husbands and other family members. They need so-called charity. Why? Because since their upbringing, they were indoctrined to accept a fate where they would not be able to do what they want in life, or they would not be independent. It is not just that they were prevented from pursuing their education or but also ideas were implanted in their mind that they are inferior species, that they can't do the work that men are supposed to do. Now, when you indoctrinate someone, whether it's women or some caste groups or some races or some other people on some other parameters, then these people will not be able to accomplish something in their life. So now when we're talking about justice, we also have to take into account this idea of what I would say decolonization of their mind. That we have to decolonize their mind. We have to enfree their mind. We have to make them believe in their own self, that they can do what they want, they can achieve what they want, and then they are no less than others. So you can add more examples about how injustice prevents people from achieving what they want, from doing what they want and need, and which creates the needs of charity. One very good example is that of physically disabled people or differentially abled people. So differentially abled people, they need charity, they need these assistance from the state, because the society has been constructed in this way, and our economic system are there, our public infrastructure and all these things, they're not providing space to these differentially abled people to do what they want. So in most of the public buildings, for example, where you go, you will not find ramps being constructed where these people who can't move on their legs, at least they can move on their wheelchairs by themselves. So if we create these things for them, differentially able people, maybe they will not need this charity. They will not need this financial assistance. The same is the case with transgenders. Transgenders, they keep asking for charity. They keep asking for money at traffic signals and railway stations and so on, because nobody wants to employ them. Transgenders, nobody wants to employ them at their home or in their factories and so on. Discrimination is at some point of at some place. Injustice is prevailing at some place. That's why there is need for charity. So this is what we are talking again and again in this essay. So moving forward, what more you can write? You can go on writing these things and more examples. Like if we take from economic sphere, if we now consider the issue of farmers. So why farmers produce so much for us, and sometimes we leave them naked before the market forces, and then when the crops fail, or when they face bad times, then they may need some sort of loan assistance or some other credit support, which some people say is a charity. But actually, is it a charity, or is it because the state had and the system had failed them? Injustice had, and the injustice in the society, it had failed them. Similarly, when we talk about our shopkeepers and our small factory owners, or what we call as these small scale industries or micro scale industries, they cannot compete against these big multinational giants. Now, we make certain rules that these are the certain sectors in which multinational companies, they cannot make or they cannot sell their products. Some restrictions are there. Some people may be offended by saying that, some people may be offended by this, and they say that this may go against the principles of equality or fair play. But no, because these multinational companies and big giants, are they ensuring fair play? They have this ability to manipulate the production forces. They have deep pockets through which they can create rise and fall in the prices according to them. So some amount of justice has to be ensured. And if we will not ensure, if we will not enter, the state will not provide some sort of assistance or some sort of mechanism to safeguard these small shopkeepers and small factory owners, then they would be flooded by these MNCs. So these are the things that you have to write. Basically, the point is that in our society, whatever financial assistance we have to provide because, primarily because there is injustice. There is the structure of the society, economic structure, the social structure, the family structure, all these structures of society, they are unjust. Unjust means something which is not fair, something which there is not equality, जहाँ न्याय नहीं है. So because of these things, people some people lag behind. So those who are lagging behind, those who are deprived, those who are in the periphery, in the margins, they are there because the society is unjust. So the day we make a just society, the day we get rid of unjust society, we will not be in a situation where we would be depending upon charity for them, for these people. So on these lines, I think you can write this essay. One more very interesting point that I want to say: whenever you have to write an essay on justice and injustice, you can talk about this very important, very wonderful observation that uh, many of us who are victim of an unjust society, or we are victim of injustice, when the context changes, we ourselves start unleashing injustice on to others. That is, the oppressed becomes oppressor. An example of this is these migrants. So people living in cosmopolitan India, in Punjab, in Delhi, Mumbai, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and this prominent belt, when they migrate to US, UK, Canada, Australia, then these Indian people, Indian diaspora, they claim that they are being discriminated against by the locals. There are visa issues, there are issues related to unequal wages, then sometimes there are hate crimes, taxi drivers, sometimes they are killed, Indian taxi drivers and so on, we keep hearing them. So Indian diaspora originating from these cosmopolitan India, the urban India, it faces discrimination in the West. But the same cosmopolitan India, it discriminates migrants from our own country, migrants coming from the peripheral margins of our country, from Bihar, from other backward regions of the country. When they migrate to Bombay, Mumbai and Delhi, then they face more or less same kind of discrimination, same sort of hate crimes. Visa rules are not there, visa restrictions are not there, but again people, they detest outsiders, insider outsider issues are there and so on. So when we are fighting for justice, the point that I want to say, when we are fighting for justice, are we fighting it because it sounds good, or we are actually committed to that? Are we fighting for justice because we are loyal to the principles, or because we happen to be the beneficiary in case that injustice is removed? Would we continue to fight for justice even if we are the primary beneficiary of that unjust society? We have to contemplate, and we have to think, and we have to ensure that we do not have double standards, and we create a society where everybody gets a fair play, and we also ensure that we ourselves don't commit the atrocities on others which someone else is committing on us. So the way the West is treating us, the way West has colonized us, let us not colonize our own people. Let us not discriminate against our own people. On these lines, something we could have written. So again, I will come back to the original proposition that the unjust system that we have, the injustice in the society that we have, it is the reason that why some people, or a large number of people, are not able to achieve what they want, what they deserve, and what they desire, and what they need. And that is why there is a need for charity. And so instead of being contented with giving charity, instead of saying ki ha maine charity de diya, I've given charity, I've given khairat and I'm a great person, or the society has accomplished its goal. No, we should not be contented or satisfied by giving charity. We should go beyond. We should create a system where there is no need of charity, and that would happen when we get rid of injustice prevailing in our society. So these are some other ideas that you could have written in this essay. Okay, I hope this was beneficial to you all. Thank you.